networking friend. Happy Networking Know-How Day. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. This is another episode of Networking Know-How where we help you network a little bit more stress-free and effective to have meaningful connections like we do in our Down and Dirty Networking online community. If we have not yet connected, I'm Laura Merlando, the Stress Commando, and I am the founder and CEO of Down and Dirty Networking. And today we have a really great conversation for you. As I'm out and about, I feel like this has been a topic that I have been hearing over and over from clients that I've been talking to online. And even today, as I've been taking care of some logistics and business for my mom's affairs, I found this to really be true. So it's a really important topic about transforming an UGG experience into an inspired experience. And so get up in the chat, let me know where you're watching from, and feel free to give me your perspective and your 2 cents on the discussion today, because this really is a discussion. So let's make it a two-way conversation. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Down and Dirty Networking, what we're founded on, because this leans into the topic that we are going to discuss. So first and foremost, did you know there's two types of networking? Yeah, there is. So what we typically know is traditional networking, or sometimes called transactional networking. And this is kind of the default setting we all understand networking to be, where it's an introduction. Maybe you've got like an elevator pitch or a 30-second commercial, and it's, hi, my name is, you exchange business cards, and maybe you're exchanging sales leads, offers, or job offers, as it were. And so that's what most people know, whether you're doing it in a one-to-one setting, whether you're doing it in a corporate environment, or you're in a traditional networking meeting. Now, what I have learned and what I have been teaching people for almost 2 decades now is that there's another type of networking, and I call this relational networking. Now, relational networking is about having meaningful conversations to learn from and about somebody to build lasting and authentic relationships. It is this other way of networking that is the absolute game changer. And even if you are going to be doing traditional networking activities, if you adopt the relational networking mindset, this is the game changer. So let me put this all together for you and break it down. So first and foremost, Down and Dirty Networking is a 100% relational networking community. We do not have any transactions whatsoever, no 30-second commercials, no speakers. We cut the fluff of traditional networking to get right into meaningful conversations. And I had a conversation with somebody today that attended one of our last events that was open to the public, our last Conversations and Connections event. And she's like, Laura, you have ruined networking for me. And I'm paraphrasing, but she did say I ruined networking for her because she didn't really know there was another way. And so allow me to ruin networking for you and show you this other way. See, I believe networking is a skill, a mindset, and an activity. But where we typically fail is the mindset. If we're so focused on transactional networking, we're one-way conversation and we are pitch slapping everybody that we talk to. Now, I love that term, pitch slap. It's not mine. I got it from a good friend who said it. Inger, if you're watching, thank you for that. But it's true. If you go to these events, it's a buy my stuff kind of pitch every turn you can get. So a pitch slap. Now, how does that relate to the topic we're talking about? How do you change an UGG experience to an inspired experience? Well, this weekend I was listening to a speaker from one of my mentors' events, and they were talking about when you're really inspired, you don't attend an event or a meeting. So, there's meetings, events, but there's this experience. The experience is something you hang on to. And the way that this was being defined was that an experience is something really, really powerful. And I couldn't agree more. However, I do have an addendum to that. If you've had a supremely negative experience, which most of us had at some time or another networking, we carry that with us too. And from this point forward, we think that is what the experience of networking is. And so typically we resist it, or when we think of networking, we go, ugh. You don't even give a word. You just say the sound, ugh. When I first started Down and Dirty Networking, that is what everybody told me when I asked them what their experience was in the past with networking. It wasn't a word, it was a sound. And so I do believe when you're on either end of the spectrum, whether it's supremely negative or outrageously amazing, it becomes more than an event and a meeting. It becomes an experience. And so whether or not you're going to take it with you. So how do you transform from an UG to an inspired experience? Well, first, you're going to adopt a relational networking mindset. When you are focused on having meaningful conversations to learn from and about someone, it takes the burden off you to worry about what you need to say next. You don't have to have a 30-second commercial or a pitch ready. You don't have to have any of that. So, hey, I see some people watching live. Thank you for watching. Get up and chat. Let me know what you think about this. Have you ever had a pitch slap experience while networking? Or has your experience just been inspired from start to finish with networking? What's been your experience? Let me know in the chat. Would love to hear what you have to say. Now, for me, I do enjoy the traditional networking to the extent of every now and again I meet some amazing people. But what's a challenge and what was, because I was networking a lot. I was in a lot of groups prior to where I am today. And those groups, there was some amazing energy and what have you, but it was a lot of work. And there wasn't a whole lot of relationship building, and there wasn't a whole lot of sales and transactions, which is why I was there. And so it was fun, but what was the long-term gain? There was needing to be some meaningfulness. Now, I will say I did have the opportunity because of other organizations and seeing people more than one place. I do still have some amazing relationships from people that I met doing traditional networking. So I don't poo-poo it, but I do understand where some people get worn down by it. And so when I had to change everything and go virtual when I was diagnosed with 2 autoimmunes and Lyme, I wasn't really looking for the transactional experience. What I wanted was a 100% relational experience to get off the island of alone. And I thought that maybe there would be others who would be interested in more meaningful conversations. Because you see, I had done these workshops at the corporate level and they were in high demand, but I no longer could go out. I was tethered to being at home. And so how do I create this experience? And instead of creating a course, yeah, I created the experience. And that is how Down and Dirty Networking got born. And so what I really wanted to show people is, like my friend told me today, ruin networking for you. Because yes, there is another way. And yes, it can actually transform into an inspired experience that you carry with you, that raises your vibrational energy and that you want more of. So while you're waiting for the next Conversations and Connections, which won't be until July, what do you do until then? Do you just not be inspired? Do you consider just avoiding networking? Do you just continue settling for UGG experiences? No, you do not. The first thing I'm going to tell you to do is adopt a relational networking mindset. Focus on having meaningful conversations and focus on learning from somebody and about somebody. And if you happen to be at an event and someone is just pitching you, or maybe you scheduled a one-to-one session from somebody and they're pitching you and you have no desire to be pitched, ask them. Just say to them, hey, I can see you're really passionate about this. What's something you're an expert at that you don't use for this job? Get them talking about themselves, but about something else. Pivot them. And then just follow the conversation by being curious. Now, one of our core values here, you watched before, you might have heard me talk about it. It's talk less, question more. When you try to become a super sleuth to get to know somebody and learn about them and you're asking open-ended questions, this is where things shift from UGG to inspired. This is where you start to have a more meaningful conversation. Here's the best part about all of this. You can do this anywhere. When you have a relational networking mindset, you don't need to wait for the activity. You don't need to wait to have the skill perfected because it's a mindset. It's who you are. Just be genuinely curious. So like I said today, I've been taking care of some business for my mom. And so I've been able to have conversations with the people that I have been out with. Now, this is unusual for me to be out because normally I'm at home, but caregiving and doing all this business for my mom, I've been out a little bit more. You can hear my voice is already starting to go. My body's saying, we're done. We need to go rest. But until I can go rest, I wanted to come here and go live and tell you how important it is to have these meaningful conversations because I've been to the bank, I've been to a couple different places for my mom, and it's all been good. Is my body taxed? Yes. Is my physical energy tanked? Yes. Is my pain level through the roof? Yes. But my vibrational energy is also through the roof because I met some amazing people willing to help. I even had to make an emergency call to my attorney to ask a question because we got stuck at the bank. And sure enough, I was able to get a response because they're fine human beings. Shout out to them. And I was able to get it done. When you lean in with being relational, when you lean in with gratitude and appreciation, and thank you for learning how to do whatever the thing is that they're doing for the first time, or thank you for your patience and persistence to figure this out, it gave people permission to breathe. My goal is, yeah, I would love it to be efficient, but I want it done right. I can't afford to be coming back and forth. I want to make sure that you have the space to do your job and do your job well. It's why I'm there. And I will take care of me. Luckily, I was able to be doing work on my phone while the banker figured out what needed to happen. So, what I will tell you, okay, so my phone is starting to act up. So, do you see my finger pointing? I was about ready to drop the phone. So now you can't say this is AI generated. This is truly live if you've been watching these episodes. So anyway, what I will tell you is when you lean in with relational networking, things becomes easier. Challenging situations that normally would drive you crazy or maybe frustrate you or create a lot of stress don't matter because you're really able to get present with who you're talking to. So I'm about ready to go in for another appointment, again, to deal with something with my mom. And I'm focused, I'm organized, I've got everything going on. We've got some storms in the area, so hopefully I can get in and out of the car without getting soaked. But I'm going to see what I can learn from them and see what conversation I can have. And I'm going in with an intention to be meaningful, to be purposeful, to be kind and genuine. When you lead with those characteristics and you talk about and you layer in the core value of talk less, question more, everything becomes easy. Everything becomes so much more inspired than UGG. So if you're looking to transform your experiences from UGG to inspired, no matter what the experience is, whether you're dealing with a full plate like I am and you're dealing with business logistics, or maybe you're attending a transactional a networking event, or maybe you're at a mixer or some get together, or even online on Zoom, your energy can be seen through your smile. And your intention can be seen whether or not you're thinking of the next thing to say. Are you truly leaning in and listening to the person that's in front of you or who's on screen? Are you paying attention to them? So I hope this was helpful. Get up and chat. Let me know what you think. If you like this, go ahead and give us a comment, drop us a thumbs up, or share it with a friend and tell them what your key takeaway is. Now, if you would like to get more tips, make sure to subscribe to the Down and Dirty Networking YouTube channel because we have curated videos there for all types of situations, whether you're an introvert, you're a student, you're in transition, you're looking for a job, it doesn't matter. We've got something there for you that can really help you. And it's all leveraged on how you leverage relational networking to transform your connection game, because it's all about connections, right? And you never know, you might be just one conversation away from the next greatest best friend, opportunity, idea, or solution. You have no idea. And so it's always important to lean in meaningfully, and guess what? Meaningful things will come back to you. It's just how it is. In fact, I had another discussion with another friend today, and we met at a online event and we said this exact thing. So shout out to Brenda on that one. So Brenda, Manuela, and Lloyd Birch, thank you so much for helping me today, whether you knew it or not. Anna, also shout out to you because you were helping me today. All of you have been really meaningful today, and I very much appreciate that. So to make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel for Down and Dirty Networking. If this has been helpful, look for other tips. We dropped our networking boost newsletter today on our LinkedIn and Facebook channels for Down and Dirty Networking. So check those out. Those are some great tips for you to keep things super simple and keep you on the track for inspired and meaningfulness as you're making your connections with everyone. And this could even be with those that you work with within your family. Remember, this is a mindset. All right, stay tuned because next Wednesday will be another edition of Networking Know-How. I go live sometime between 3:30 and 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you've turned on notifications so you will know when I am going live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. All right, thanks so much. I see the people chiming in live. Thank you for watching live. And if you are watching on replay, thank you. I really appreciate it. Jump in chat. I do respond to every single comment. All right, bye for now. And until next week, happy networking.